So been watching Boise State for 15 years live, and seeing great running backs come through our program like Doug Martin, Jay Ajayi, Alexander Madison, Ryan McNichols. Honestly, especially after last Saturday's game against Washington State, JT blows all of those guys out of the water. Yeah. Honestly, like seeing him run the way that he has that power combined with speed, with athleticism, everything else. I think he's the number one running back in the country. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be a top 5 running back in the NFL next year. And my question to you guys, Blaine, you kind of answered it already. I know he's a Heisman candidate. There's doubt in my mind because he plays for Boise with that schedule that he'll ever actually get the Heisman, even if he gets like 3,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. There's a part of me that thinks they still won't let him in. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I think he's going to be a finalist regardless if he keeps up at this pace. But there's a couple things that are going against him right now. I think Boise probably has to make the playoff as a group of 5 team for him to actually win it. I think also when you look at it's a quarterback award. Make no mistake. If Jalen Milroe goes undefeated in the SEC and balls out and wins the SEC championship, they're going to give it to the guy from Bama, the quarterback from Bama, over the running back from Boise State 10 out of 10 times, whether you think they deserve to or not. So if he can get past those things, he's going to have a chance to win it. But getting past those are going to be tough. Now, do I think he's probably the best player pound for pound at his position in the country? Without a doubt. I actually think him and Monungai from Rutgers are the 2 best running backs in the country. The dude's incredibly special, and kudos to him for staying at Boise when he could have made a lot more money out of the transfer portal if he decided to go somewhere like in Alabama or a Georgia or Ohio State or whatever, or even like to Ole Miss after Judkins left. So, no, kudos to him, and I hope he gets a fair shot at it. It's just he's got to thread a needle that has nothing to do with numbers on the field.
He's 4th in odds right now.
Yeah.
The Heisman is decided before the playoff starts, right? Because I kind of felt like if Boise were to win a playoff game, God forbid, right? Like if they were to win the 12 seed, that would give his chances a little higher, but they vote before that, right?
Yeah, they vote around my birthday, the second week of December. But right now, he's 4th in the odds at plus 800. Only 2 quarterbacks ahead of him. That's Jalen Milroe and Cam Ward. Obviously, Travis Hunter right now is second. One thing when you talk about the playoff is interesting, though, is with more of those 2 or possibly 3 lost teams, they're staying alive for the playoff. It may give a team that has multiple losses more Heisman moments down the stretch of this season. But, yeah, what you need Colorado to lose a bunch of games, so it kind of takes Travis Hunter out of it because that's a big competition there. And then Cam Ward and Jalen Milroe just not to be
quickly too
elite.
Though. Let's think about this just for 1 second. I've seen nobody take this angle. How much would it help Boise State if it comes down to threading the margin of error is so small between the group of 5 team they pick? Does Genty doing what he's doing help Boise State maybe get over the hump and get that spot in the playoff because they have a Heisman finalist over, let's say, maybe an 11-1 UNLV team or something like that doesn't have a Heisman finalist? Because again, this committee, I think it's a valid thing to maybe talk about.
100%, you guys. Like, I'm being honest. I've never seen so much hype for Boise State. This is not our best team we've ever had. Kellen Moore years, we were way better, but we are getting way more hype because of Genty this year. And I think if they had to choose, they would choose us. And that's not fair. You know what I mean? Because I think other teams could potentially be as good or better than us. But Genty could put us over the top if we win out, which I think we will.
Well, you need to root for Oregon.
If this
kid
stays on the same trajectory he's going right now, man, I just don't know how you don't give it to him.
Well, it's that
he's averaging a first down a carry.
Flaming Dragon, I get it. I get it. But if Jalen Milroe balls out in the SEC, they're giving it to the guy from Bama. They're giving it to him. The only way that he could win it in that scenario is if he was on Bama and Jalen Milroe was at Boise State. Like, that stuff matters. So, great call. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Going to be dropping content all the time as usual. We're just glad you're here.